Hey folks, Craig Danger, Vinyl Record Player, help! Here to talk a little bit about the travesty that is, of course, Record Store Day Black Friday 2023 for soul, R&B, and funk fans. So, took a look over the list. Turns out I was incorrect. It's Stax songwriter demos. There's another band, I think they're called Ripple, a bit of a funk classic, and then there was a third one by a dude named Mike with three names. All three actual soul records out of probably about 100, I'm sure. So we're talking about maybe about a 3%, maybe less sort of release rate on soul, funk, and R&B records. Kind of sad. So if many of you have been following the channel, you might know that I issued a call out to some other VC friends who understand the soul in order to assemble what I am calling a soul force, in order to basically tell the record companies, hey, record companies, we will actually buy soul music repackaged and reissued pressed onto new vinyl, and we will love it, and we might even pay up for it. Not too much though, we are value people. At any rate, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to show some artists today that I think could easily be reissued. Some actually have been. I've noticed in some of the research coming up to this, I noticed, we got some reissues. Again, not in the United States or in Canada. So this is where, we'll start right off the hop with our friends over at Hot Wax Invictus. Laura Lee. This is the Two Sides of Laura Lee from, I believe it's from 72. Really great album. Actually, I was just reading that it was just actually, re-released in the United Kingdom in 2019 on something called Demon Records. I have no idea. All I know is I've never seen that pressing. I don't see any North American version of this either. Laura Lee, anything off of the Laura Lee Invictus, mostly Hot Wax, but then her final album would be this one. I Can't Make It Alone. I can't make it alone without you either, Laura Lee. Let's have ourselves a pressing of this one. Again, also claiming to be pressed on Demon Records. Again, the press is UK only, so that's not going to help me much in North America, nor I'm sure many, the legion of Laura Lee fans who are like, please, she's so good. She's so legendary. Plus, look at the hair. Come on now. Shot her on the back. Oh, there she is. Lovely, lovely Laura Lee. Obviously, just a little backstory on Laura Lee. Great soul singer. Her biggest hit, I think, was Women's Love Rights. This was right around the when Women's Lib was becoming a big jam, and exciting stuff. But you know what? She's got, I believe, 3 albums. One is kind of a compilation of her early stuff on Hot Wax Invictus. All of those could be reissued, and nobody would cry, and many would rejoice. The presentation of Laura Lee. So again, Laura Lee, that's kind of my artist number 1. And of course, number 2, Leon Haywood, Keeping the Family from 74. Apparently they reissued this on MP3, which who cares? Who cares? If you like physical music, physical format, and that ain't gonna help you too much. But this is a great album. So is his debut. So is his Come and Get Yourself Some, which of course features the song I Want to Do Something Freaky to You, which was a hugely notable song on a Snoop Dogg jam that really kind of killed it. You know what? None of these have been reissued. I'm kind of surprised. I think Leon passed a little bit ago here now, but all these records are just slamming. This one is very good. Like I say, at least the first 3 albums, you could easily reissue those. You put them on some nice 180 gram vinyl. Maybe give me a nice extensive bio of Leon Haywood, the LA soul legend that he was. I don't see how you lose with that, people. So again, number 2, the artist you could easily have on Record Store Day 2024 re-releasers, Leon Haywood. Any of those 3 albums would be I'd be more than happy. I believe many people would be very happy. This one. I've dubbed it many a time the sexiest album ever put out by a couple. This, of course, is George and Gwen McCrae together from 1975 on the Cat label. Now, there seems to be some issue with Cat label releases in that I don't know what's happening with the guy who owned the Cat label or whatever. Listen, what I'll also do is I'll mention a very key record for me, which is, of course, Rockin' Chair, and or I think it's sometimes self-titled. I'll put up a picture here. Basically, that LP features the legendary jam by Gwen, Rockin' Chair. I think one of the sexiest songs ever released, frankly. Woo! Smoldering is Gwen all over that LP. You know what? Can't get that LP. That LP is $50. You got to get it on the older Cat label. And again, some of these pressings from the mid '70s, I bought this as kind of a near mint, and you know what? It's not a great sounding pressing. It's unfortunate. This definitely deserves a repress, but again, so does the LP from the re-release was called Rockin' Chair, I believe, from 75, 76. But even that original LP, just give us some Cat label and TK label Gwen McCrae. I mean, that's all I'm asking. A really, really fantastic singer. I believe that Gwen is still around too. So keep doing your thing, Gwen. We love you. Yeah. So obviously, you know. What is this? It's just a wish list of kind of my favorite artists. Let's be real. If you don't like that, well, you can always change the channel, move on somewhere else. But you know I got to be mentioning my man, Willie Hutch. I mean, Willie Hutch, this is from 74. That was the last time it was released. Oh, what about this? How about from 73, Fully Exposed? You know what? I'm reading again about these labels out of Britain repressing some of these. But again, I'm not seeing any copies of them on Discogs. Very sort of iffy in terms of actual documentation. So I just wonder how much of this is just, well, we put it out on MP3. We figured we'd license it because, you know, we could do with 0.0001 of a cent every 58 plays. You know what I mean? I don't know, but this could definitely do with it. This would be my preference for number one. I'd probably go number two with this one. And then, yeah, of course, Ode to My Lady from 75. With his two biggest hits plus The Way We Were on it, come on. All of these records deserve the royal treatment, a nice book. I'd really like to frankly see somewhat of a bio length, something on Willie Hutch. What an absolute legend. It bothers me that there's so little information on this gentleman with such amazing music that he put out. But again, all three of these albums are fine. Just as a side note, the two albums on RCA, including, of course, this legendary disc, one of the top three soul albums of the 1960s, according to who? Craig Danger. Yeah, this one's been released. This is the two RCA. It's one thing I can say about RCA. They may have been terrible with their black artists in terms of promotion, et cetera, in the 70s. But now it seems like, they're eager to license stuff for repressing. And these Soul Portrait and the other one is Season for Love both needed a repress. And that's what I own. And they're beautiful. They sound amazing, real thick vinyl. And of course, this wouldn't be a trip to the Craig Danger channel if I didn't mention my man, Jerry Butler. This, I again consider his Meisterwork. I still consider it the best double soul album not released by Stevie Wonder. How about that? But this album is fantastic. I think also in terms of the sessions, there could be so much. There's got to be some old documentation. Again, it's hard to tell. Mercury is on the Mercury label. Mercury's a little, it seems like Mercury and Brunswick have real distinct issues getting stuff reissued, and I don't know why that is. Maybe they're commanding higher royalty rates. I have no idea. But this album was I think the last press was like 73 in Brazil. This needs to be out there. It's not even on streaming, which Jerry's probably like, yeah, I don't want 0.0001 cent per 58 plays. So screw you guys. I get it. But wow, this deeply deserves, with some nice, not even full color, but some nice black and white sort of 70s style pictures. I think this is Jerry at his peak. But then you have, from 71, album number 2, Ain't Understanding Mellow is on this one. Again, you could easily have this one repressed. And then, of course, the one that kind of started all with Jerry Butler's songwriting workshop. Friends and family here. But again, a lot of fledgling songwriters, including Terry Callier, I believe, is is one of them in here. That's a period. That's an amazing period for Jerry Butler, in my opinion. I consider it peak. I have seen, of course, The Iceman Cometh has been reissued, which only makes a lot of sense. That was, of course, his most popular album, and I believe I've got a newer press of that one. But these three albums are not to be missed and available on the cheap. So if they could pull something together, maybe do a 3-record set with a nice bio and a lot of delightful sort of photographs, maybe some live performances, Jerry Butler, ooh, that would basically be a dream come true for the old Danger. I gotta admit, wow, good stuff. Here's another one that was kind of a little tricky. Again, I'm looking on the Discogs and I'm seeing kind of a British repress, but is it the MP3? No. Is it the vinyl? I think they have a record company there called Soul Brother Records. How big was that pressing? I don't know. This is more of a compilation to sort of round out their career, but Soulful Tapestry is a win. Another good one. I do not have their first album, but again, all are on the Hot Wax label. And of course, Sweet Replies is banger of an album. Really, really good one. 3 Honeycomb albums that, again, on the Hot Wax label could easily be reissued. You could even reissue them as a box. You could reissue, I would say, this Sweet Replies, or not Sweet Replies, but Soulful Tapestry, and then their first LP. You could put them all together as like a 3-record set. You could have some amazing. You think there is an amazing promo material for Honeycomb? I mean, these women. I'm not saying that they're gorgeous, but I think I just might have said that they're gorgeous. So you think there aren't any photos of these ladies? You think there aren't any interviews, any background material about Honeycomb? There is. This is, after all, Darlene Love's sister. But again, these are fantastic records, and definitely I shouldn't have to reach out and be buying them places, 50-year-old presses. Let's get them out there. And if it is, in fact, it does look like there might be something in the UK, let's get that repressed in North America. Why not? And to close this one out, this is a reissue, right? This is just the danger of being a little bit like, oh, I'm greedy. I'm greedy. So here we go. This is just love with love. I just picked this one up. Got this in the mail because you ain't gonna find this big dog, this beautiful album. Woo! Bangers. Oh, but let me also note this. So this is a reissue from 2010, originally on the Mo West label, the Western sort of subsidiary of Motown. But anyway, let me say this: there was a compilation on Soul Jazz Records between 06 and 07 where they released, I think it was a double compilation LP of All Sisters Love stuff. Re-released that. Also, let's get some of the tapes from, they did some earlier work on A&M, and I know this because, of course, producer John Flores was involved in some of those early tracks. Sisters Love, box set them. You could probably fit it on 2 or 3 LPs. There's got to be some Sisters Love, outtakes and demos, and maybe not. Hard to say. There was that big tape fire down there at Universal in 08-ish. But Sisters Love, if there is a group that deserves to have all their material re-released on just prime 180 gram style vinyl right now, it is Sisters Love. Like I say, if you see this record, definitely pick it up. But yeah, I will fully get behind even ordering this dog because wow, what a slamming record from basically minute 1 to the very end. It's kind of a weird pressing. Basically, like it says that, the legendary jam, Give Me Your Love, the cover of Curtis Mayfield's, I believe that's from the Superfly soundtrack. It says it's on side 1. Turns out they kind of tacked it on side 2. So there's already some errors in this pressing. We could do a much better job, I think. Maybe do a little remaster, but I gotta say, the original stuff sounds fantastic. So that, of course, is the final. So that was about 7 artists, friends. 7 artists that the record companies and reissue companies could easily cook up just a small, like a 500 or 1,000 type of a pressing and put these out on Record Store Day. Instead of just saying, hey, soul and funk and R&B fans, how about you take a walk off a short pier into the water and hopefully there's sharks there, so you die. I mean, guys, that was a little harsh, record companies. But 3 records when there's about 100 that are being released, no, not acceptable. So at any rate, yeah, like, subscribe if you're still here. Totally free. It's totally free. Not gonna cost you a dime. But also, yeah, again, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, hopefully I'd like to see this as a thread. If somebody else wants to come out and show some solo records that you think might be an excellent candidate for any kind of reissue, then please do so. I'd love to see it. Tag me or just send me a little note. I'd love to see your video. But at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say I'm going to see you on the next one.